It was a beautiful day for a flight. The sun was shining, the sky was clear, and the passengers of Flight 742 were eager to reach their destinations. Little did they know that they were about to become part of one of aviation history's most enduring mysteries. As Flight 742 climbed through the sky, something unthinkable happened. It vanished. For 7 agonizing minutes, there was only silence. 7 minutes of unanswered calls, 7 minutes of sheer terror for the families waiting on the ground. Where did Flight 742 go? What happened in those terrifying minutes? These questions have haunted investigators, aviation experts, and the public alike for years. This is the true story of Flight 742. A story of mystery, survival, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Join us as we delve into the chilling events of that fateful day, piecing together the puzzle of those 7 silent minutes. Flight 742, an unremarkable designation for a Boeing 747, a jumbo jet designed to carry hundreds of souls across continents. This particular aircraft, however, was about to become anything but ordinary. On this day, Flight 742 was scheduled for a routine international flight, a journey promising new horizons and familiar comforts to those on board. Departing from the bustling Heathrow Airport in London, its destination the vibrant metropolis of Tokyo, Japan. A tapestry of lives, each thread woven with unique hopes and dreams, converged within the metal hull of Flight 742. Section 2. The Passengers. Among the passengers were individuals from all walks of life. John and Mary, celebrating their 25th anniversary with the trip to Japan, carried with them a lifetime of memories and a shared love for adventure. Then there was Emily, a recent college graduate embarking on a solo backpacking trip through Southeast Asia. Each passenger boarded Flight 742 with their own stories, their own aspirations, oblivious to the chilling ordeal that awaited them. Section 3. The Crew. At the helm of Flight 742 was Captain Edward Thompson, a seasoned pilot with years of experience navigating the skies. Alongside him was First Officer Mark Davis, a bright and ambitious young pilot eager to prove himself. Rounding out the flight crew was Flight Engineer Robert Wilson, a meticulous and dedicated professional responsible for the aircraft's technical operations. Together, they formed a cohesive unit, their skills honed through years of rigorous training. They were prepared for almost any eventuality, or so they thought. Unbeknownst to them, a silent threat lurked within the intricate network of wires and circuits that breathed life into the massive aircraft. Section 4. A Routine Takeoff. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the tarmac, Flight 742 received clearance for takeoff. The engines roared to life, their powerful turbines propelling the massive aircraft forward with a surge of energy. Passengers felt the familiar lurch as the plane lifted off the ground, leaving behind the familiar sights and sounds of London. Inside the cockpit, Captain Thompson and his crew ran through their pre-flight checks, their voices calm and professional as they communicated with air traffic control. Everything appeared to be in order, the flight progressing perfectly according to plan. But destiny, it seemed, had other plans, far more sinister and inexplicable than any nightmare scenario outlined in their training manuals. John and Mary, their silver anniversary a testament to enduring love, embarked on this journey with hearts brimming with youthful excitement. They had meticulously planned their itinerary, their worn travel guidebook filled with dog-eared pages marking ancient temples, serene gardens, and bustling markets. John, ever the romantic, had secretly booked a stay at a traditional ryokan, nestled in the heart of a bamboo forest. They carried with them not just luggage, but a lifetime of shared laughter and quiet moments of understanding. For John and Mary, Flight 742 represented more than just a journey. It was a celebration of their enduring commitment. They were oblivious, as they sipped their pre-flight drinks and shared knowing smiles, that their story was about to take a dramatic, unimaginable turn. Emily, fresh out of college, carried with her the unbridled optimism and thirst for adventure that only youth can possess. Armed with a well-worn backpack and an insatiable curiosity, she was determined to embrace the world on her own terms. This trip, her first solo adventure, was a rite of passage, a leap into the unknown that filled her with a mixture of exhilaration and trepidation. She envisioned herself navigating bustling night markets, scaling ancient temples, and immersing herself in cultures vastly different from her own. Emily had meticulously saved every penny from countless part-time jobs, her heart set on making this journey a reality. Unbeknownst to her, Flight 742 held a different kind of adventure, one that would test her resilience and shape her destiny in ways she could never have imagined. Mr. Tanaka, a seasoned executive with the weight of his company's expectations on his shoulders, approached this transcontinental flight with a familiar sense of weary resignation. The endless cycle of meetings, negotiations, and deadlines had become his lifeblood, leaving little room for personal pursuits. This trip, like countless others before it, was a testament to his dedication, his unwavering commitment to securing a lucrative deal that could make or break his career. His mind raced with figures, deadlines, and the daunting task of navigating the intricacies of international business. Yet beneath the polished veneer of a successful businessman, a flicker of longing resided within him. A longing for simpler times, for moments spent with his family, for the quiet joys that had eluded him in his relentless pursuit of success. Little did he know that Flight 742 held a different kind of promise. One that would force him to confront his priorities and reevaluate the true meaning of success. The Thompson family, their faces illuminated by the glow of the overhead lights, exuded an infectious energy that filled their small corner of the aircraft. For them, this trip represented a long-awaited escape from the mundane, a chance to create lasting memories. Sarah, the mother, had meticulously planned every detail, her backpack overflowing with snacks, games, and activities to keep their two young children, Emily and Ethan, entertained throughout the long journey. Her husband David watched on with amusement, his heart warmed by the sight of his family's shared excitement. As the plane soared through the sky, the Thompsons carried with them the universal language of family, laughter, love, and the unspoken promise to create memories that would last a lifetime. Flight 742, a metal vessel hurtling through the sky, carried within its hull a microcosm of humanity, a tapestry of lives, each thread woven with unique hopes, dreams, and fears, interconnected in ways none could have foreseen. The honeymooners, the graduate, the businessman, the family, their stories intertwined, unknowingly heading towards a shared destiny. As the plane continued its journey, the mundane hum of the engines masked the impending drama that awaited them. "30 minutes into the flight, amidst the routine hum of the engines and the gentle murmur of conversation, a subtle shift occurred, an almost imperceptible flicker, a whisper of anomaly in the symphony of data streaming across the pilot's instruments. Captain Thompson, his calm facade unwavering, addressed the subtle discrepancy with practiced ease. He ran a routine diagnostic, his voice betraying no hint of the unease creeping into his gut. The response, however, was anything but routine. The air traffic controller's voice, normally a reassuring presence, crackled with static, his words distorted and fragmented. The change in atmosphere, both within the cockpit and beyond the windshield, was palpable, a growing sense of unease settling over the crew. And then, it happened. The radio, their lifeline to the outside world, fell dead. An oppressive silence descended upon the cockpit. A silence so profound it seemed to press in on them, suffocating, absolute. Captain Thompson's repeated calls to air traffic control were met with an unnerving void. The once familiar hum of communication, the reassuring chatter that filled the airwaves, had vanished. The silence, heavy and absolute, stretched on, each tick of the clock a hammer blow to their nerves. 7 minutes during which the fate of Flight 742 hung precariously in the balance, a mystery unfolding thousands of feet above the earth. Inside the cabin, the initial whispers of concern escalated into murmurs of anxiety as the unsettling silence from the cockpit became impossible to ignore. The once jovial atmosphere evaporated, replaced by a palpable tension that crackled through the air. Flight attendants trained to maintain composure in the face of adversity moved through the cabin, their forced smiles failing to mask the fear in their eyes. They offered reassurances, but the lack of information, the eerie silence from the cockpit, spoke volumes. Passengers exchanged nervous glances, their imaginations running wild, fueled by the unknown. Fear, raw and primal, began to grip the hearts of those on board. Just when the silence had become unbearable, a sound pierced the oppressive quiet of the cockpit. A crackle, a hiss, and then, faint but unmistakable, a voice. The air traffic controller's voice, distant but clear, a beacon of hope cutting through the fog of uncertainty. Relief washed over Captain Thompson, a wave of emotion so profound it threatened to shatter his composure. He responded immediately, his voice tight with suppressed tension, confirming their position, relaying their situation. The air traffic controller, his voice calm and steady, guided them through a series of checks, their words a lifeline pulling them back from the brink. It was a slow, painstaking process, each successful response a victory against the unseen force that had held them captive. 7 minutes of terror had passed, but for now, at least, the nightmare seemed to be receding, replaced by a glimmer of hope. Section 5. The Enigma Deepens. News of Flight 742's silence spread like wildfire, igniting a media frenzy and gripping the world in a collective gasp of disbelief. The 7 minutes of radio silence, the inexplicable loss of contact, became a global enigma, a chilling reminder of the fragility of human existence. Families of those on board clung to hope, their anguish amplified by the lack of information. Authorities launched a full-scale investigation, desperate to unravel the mystery, to understand what had transpired during those lost minutes. But as the investigation deepened, the mystery only grew more profound. The 7 minutes of silence remained an enigma, a chilling testament to the unknown forces that sometimes govern our world. Section 1. The Black Box. The Black Box, a beacon of hope in aviation mysteries, emerged from the wreckage of Flight 742. This orange device, designed to withstand unimaginable forces, held the secrets of those 7 silent minutes. Transported to a specialized laboratory, the black box became the focal point of the investigation. A team of experts began the task of extracting its vital data. Every click and whir of the tape held the potential to unlock the secrets of Flight 742. The team worked tirelessly, their findings eagerly awaited by a world hungry for answers. The fate of Flight 742 rested on these dedicated individuals as they delved into the heart of the black box. Section 2. Expert Analysis. The black box data, a complex symphony of cockpit recordings and flight parameters, unfolded before the investigative team like a cryptic puzzle. Hours turned into days as they meticulously analyzed every blip, every fluctuation, every whispered conversation captured within the recorder. Aviation experts, their faces etched with concentration, pored over flight logs, weather reports, and radar data, desperately searching for a correlation, a pattern that could explain the inexplicable. Theories were proposed, debated, and discarded as each new piece of information added another layer to the enigma. The pilots' voices, calm and professional in the initial recordings, took on a subtle edge as the situation aboard Flight 742 began to deteriorate. Their words, measured and deliberate, hinted at a growing concern, a sense of urgency that belied the routine nature of their initial communications. Yet, despite their best efforts, the experts were left grappling with more questions than answers. The black box, while yielding valuable clues, seemed to deepen the mystery, revealing anomalies that defied logical explanation. Section 3. Unraveling the Puzzle. The investigation into Flight 742 transcended the confines of the laboratory. Forensic teams meticulously combed through the wreckage, searching for physical evidence. Engineers reconstructed the sequence of events, analyzing the plane's systems. A catastrophic mechanical failure couldn't be ruled out. Psychologists delved into the backgrounds of the pilots and crew. Were they incapacitated? Did they make fateful errors in judgment? Or were they victims of forces beyond their control? Each new lead only deepened the enigma, weaving a complex web of possibilities. Section 4. Theories and Speculations. As weeks turned into months, speculation and conspiracy theories grew. The media offered explanations from plausible to outlandish. Some whispered of government cover-ups, citing the plane's route over military airspace. Others pointed to a meteor strike or a communication blackout. Some even suggested UFO sightings or hijacking. The truth, shrouded in mystery, seemed elusive. The world grappled with the enigma of Flight 742. Some mysteries remain unsolved, locked away in the unknown. Months into the investigation, a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. A junior analyst meticulously reviewing the cockpit voice recorder audio stumbled upon a chilling detail that had been overlooked by the more seasoned investigators. Beneath the static, the muffled conversations and the roar of the engines, a faint, rhythmic tapping sound emerged. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but undeniably present. The tapping, consistent and deliberate, seemed to originate from within the cockpit itself. Experts were brought in to analyze the sound, their initial skepticism giving way to astonishment as they confirmed its artificial nature. The tapping, they concluded, was not a mechanical malfunction, nor was it a naturally occurring phenomenon. It was a code. The room fell silent as the decoded message, pieced together from the chilling rhythm of the tapping, was revealed. The words, stark and terrifying, sent a collective shudder through the investigative team, confirming their worst fears. Flight 742 had not been alone during those 7 minutes of silence. Someone, or something, had been on board. The decoded message from the cockpit sent shockwaves through the investigation. The tapping revealed a chilling truth. There had been an unauthorized presence in the cockpit during those 7 minutes of silence. But who or what was it? The evidence pointed to a terrifying possibility, an unknown entity, a presence beyond human comprehension. Had Flight 742 been the target of an elaborate hijacking orchestrated by forces unknown? Had the crew been forced to maintain radio silence, their every move controlled by this mysterious entity, or was there a more sinister, more inexplicable explanation? The investigators, their faces etched with fear and determination, found themselves on the precipice of a terrifying truth, a truth that challenged their understanding of the world, a truth that threatened to shatter the very fabric of reality. The world watched, captivated and horrified, as the story of Flight 742 unfolded. The line between fact and fiction blurring, the boundaries of the unknown stretched to their very limits. Despite the exhaustive investigation, the mystery of Flight 742 lingered, a haunting reminder of the vastness of the unknown. The decoded message, while confirming the presence of an unauthorized entity, only deepened the enigma, raising more questions than it answered. Who were they referred to in the message? What was their purpose? And why, after 7 minutes of terrifying silence, did they relinquish control, allowing Flight 742 to return to a world forever changed by its ordeal? Some whispered that the truth was out there, hidden in plain sight, buried beneath layers of bureaucracy and disinformation. Others believed that some truths are not meant to be known, that the human mind is ill-equipped to comprehend the vastness and complexity of the universe we inhabit. The legacy of Flight 742, a legacy etched in the annals of aviation history, served as a chilling reminder of the fragility of our perceived reality, the limits of our knowledge, and the enduring power of the unknown. The passengers and crew of Flight 742, their lives forever intertwined by those 7 minutes of terror, returned to a world forever altered by their experience. Some carried the scars of trauma, the unseen wounds that lingered long after the physical injuries had healed. Others found solace in faith, clinging to the belief that a higher power had guided them through the darkness and delivered them back to safety. And there were those who emerged from the ordeal transformed, their perspectives on life forever altered by their brush with the unknown. The world, captivated by their story, offered both sympathy and skepticism, struggling to comprehend the magnitude of their experience, the profound impact of those 7 minutes on their lives. The mystery of Flight 742, unsolved and perhaps unsolvable, became a cautionary tale, a reminder that even in our technologically advanced world, there are forces beyond our control, mysteries that defy explanation, and truths that may forever elude our grasp.